3 years of math at least. I highly recommend you take 4. If you want to be any major that has science involved, you definitely want to take 4. Because, you know, a big draw here is what? Marine science. Anyone here want to do marine science, marine biology, anything like that? No one? No one in Santa Cruz wants to do marine biology. Okay, one adult.
My brother does.
Was that your major?
Mine knows math, but I used to want to do marine biology.
Okay, yeah. So anyone that wants to do a science major, you're going to have to do math when you get to college. So don't take senior year off and not do any math. You know, if that's one of your fields, any sort of science, psychology, behavioral sciences, biology, marine science, even business, go ahead and take math your senior year. Other requirements is you need a year of science. A year of, I should say, physical science, like chemistry, physics, something like that. You need a year of biological sciences. That's probably going to be biology, but some people will take environmental science, physiology. Anything that's to do with something that's alive is basically a biological science. So something like geology, rocks are not alive, so that'd be a physical science. You need a year of each, a year of physical science, a year of biological science. You need 1 year of art. That should be an easy A. And no one should get anything less than A in your art class. Ace those art classes. You know, I talk to kids all the time, they're like, oh, ceramics was really hard. And I'm like, stop. Come on, ceramics, like, give me a break. You should do well in your art classes. Foreign language, you need 2 years. Doesn't matter what foreign language you do, American Sign Language, Spanish, Japanese, Italian, I've seen it all, and I'll give credit for any foreign language, even if it's not one that we offer at this university. And then the last thing is you need a year of elective. Yeah, and that's basically an extra course. If you didn't take an elective, I'll find an elective, right? I've never denied anyone for not having an elective course, so I'll find ways for you to get an elective. But any extra course, basically, can be considered elective. What's the most important things out of those course requirements? It's math, without a doubt. Math is the #1 thing that kids have trouble with. So if you're not good at math, don't worry, you're not the only one. Even people that are good at math still have trouble with math, right? It's just one of those things. It's tough. If you're good at math, don't give up, because, you know, if you're really good at mathematics, you have a really valuable skill. So I highly encourage you, consider being a math major, consider being a science major, because I'll tell you, people that have, you know, degrees in mathematics, people that have degrees in computer science or computer programming, there's plenty of jobs for them. Yeah. Those are the course requirements. The second big thing is your grade point average. Grade point average is important, more important at some schools than others, right? Right off the bat, you've got to have at least a 2.0, okay? And to me, everyone should be able to get a 2.0 in high school. Like, everyone. No excuses whatsoever. Really, I think that most people can get a 3.0 in high school. And that's what I recommend. Get at least a 3.0. If you're way past 3.0, shoot for 3.5. If you have a 3.5 or higher, then you're considered a pretty good student. You're above average. You're well above average. If you have a 4.0, then good for you. Apply to a bunch of different schools. You'll probably get admitted to a lot of them, right? So GPA is important. It's not the end-all be-all, though. So if your GPA is below a 3.0, don't just hang your head and walk away, because there's other things that can help balance that out. What can help balance that out? One of them is test scores, SATs or ACTs. You can take one or the other. It doesn't matter to us, right? Just know that if your GPA is a little bit lower than average, like a 2.5, a 2.7, something like that, high test scores will help balance that out, right? So if it was up to me and I had to choose between high GPA and high test scores, I go with GPA. Because to me, your GPA is really an indicator of how well you did over 4 years, right? Your SAT scores is how well you did on a Saturday morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, right? And how many people are ready to take tests at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning when you take the SATs? But just know that if your GPA is a little lower, then, you know, go to the library, go online, buy those study guides for the SATs or the PSATs or whatever, and know that you can take it once, twice, 3. You could even take the SATs or ACTs 4 times if you want it. And I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll get the highest score that you can possibly get. That's the one I'll take, and I'll calculate it into your evaluation. So your GPA is one thing, your test scores are another, and they kind of help balance each other out. All in all, for CSUMB, there's 3 things that I look at: the courses you took, your GPA, and your test scores. Those are really the main 3 things. Yeah, I will take into consideration if you live in Santa Cruz County, because like I said, if you're eligible, we prefer to admit you to give you a place to you know, I think that you should always get admitted to your local school, whether you want to go or not. That's one of the purposes of a university, is to serve the students that kind of live in the area.